Okay, so this video we're going to be taking a look at the difference between neurons and neuroglial cells. Now, some people also call it glial cells, but here's the job of the neurons. The job of the neurons is to collect and process info. Info from where? Info from the information that's happening inside the body, information that you see in traffic or whatever. They're collecting and processing information. The job of the neuroglial cells is to support neurons. That's their job. Now, the easy way to remember the sort of differences between these two is that the neurons and the neuroglial kind of have a lawyer-paralegal relationship. The neurons are kind of like the lawyers. Everybody knows who they are. Everybody talks about neurons all the time. Neuroglial cells, not too many people know too much about these. It's the same way with paralegals. If you have a famous lawyer that wins a case, no one's talking about the paralegals. They're talking about the lawyers. Now, there's four main differences between neurons and neuroglial cells. Of course, there's more, but these are the big picture ones. Number one, big neurons are big. Neuroglial cells, small. Neurons are in the minority inside of the central nervous system, and neuroglial cells are in the majority. And it's the same like a law firm. If you go to any law firm, you're always going to find more paralegals and secretaries than you're going to find lawyers. There's always more secretaries and assistants than lawyers. Similar in this case with neurons and neuroglial cells. Now, the other point is neurons make action potentials. Make action potentials, meaning electricity is traveling through them. Neuroglial cells, no action potentials. No action potentials. Their job is to support the neurons. So the action potentials is kind of like the lawyers that are going to court, making the big case, right? The paralegals are not going to court. The paralegals are normally in the office. They're not doing any action in terms of the courts. Just as an analogy there. Now, the last point is that neurons don't divide, meaning no mitosis. Don't divide. No mitosis. So they don't divide. Now, neuroglial cells divide all the time. Neuroglial cells have mitosis. And now another point to remember to kind of put this together is that if someone has a brain tumor in their brain, generally most of the time it's from the neuroglial cells, because tumors are cancer, and cancer basically means that the cells just keep repeating and multiplying over and over again until they suck all the energy out of the person's body and they die. Now, neuroglial cells have mitosis. Neuroglial cells have mitosis. They divide all the time. So this is why if someone has cancer in the brain, it's one of the neuroglial cells. And remember, there's 6 types. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in another video. So it's one of those 6 neuroglial cells that's dividing over and over and over again, causing the tumor in the brain. That's why. So neurons cannot cause cancer. Neurons can die and cause Alzheimer's and other stuff. But the key point to remember as it relates to dividing, that was my point about the cancer. So this is the big picture difference between neurons and neuroglial cells.